Now, this weekend in Fallout 76, we are going to have a chance to hunt down some legendary creatures. That's right, friends. The Purveyor is putting those mole miners to work, and we're going to be able to hunt them down as they look for treasure out there in the Wasteland. That's right, friends. From November the 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern until November the 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern, there is a treasure hunter event out there in the Wasteland. And whether you know all of the plans or not, it is a great weekend to play Fallout 76, and you don't want to miss this opportunity. Even if you're not hunting for any of the plans, all of the plans, by the way, are now tradable. So that is an absolute wonderful thing, especially if there's anything that you have been looking for from the treasure hunter event. Maybe your friend gets a spare, or maybe they just have it already and they don't need it and you can get it from them. So this is a great time in the Wasteland to go out and hunt these legendary creatures on top of the plans. You get legendary items. That's right, friends. A change a long time ago that all of the players in Fallout 76 absolutely loved is if you kill a 1-star creature, you get a 1-star legendary item. You kill a 2-star legendary creature, you get a 2-star legendary item. And if you kill a 3-star legendary creature, you get a 3-star legendary item. And in a future update to Fallout 76, as Bethesda has said, we are going to be getting a 4-star legendary effect. And they did say in the patch notes that you are going to be able to find a 4-star legendary creature out there in the Wasteland. So for the Holiday Scorch, the Spooky Scorch Treasure Hunter event, or any event out there in the Wasteland that they either add or that we already have where you can hunt down legendary creatures, this is one of those things that make me super excited for these types of events. Now, one thing I need to say is that you definitely need to let the creature register on the server side as a legendary creature. If you go up to a treasure hunter and they don't have a star next to their name yet, just wait a second before you or any of your friends take this creature out, because the server has not registered it as a legendary creature. So you may get a pale drop from that treasure hunter, but you won't necessarily get a legendary drop from that treasure hunter. So just give it a second, let the server catch up to where you're at, where you're fast traveling to or traveling to, and make sure that you just wait before you take that treasure hunter out. And as well, if you go to a place like Charleston or any location that is instanced, like you walk in, you have a loading screen, and then you're on that inside location, the treasure hunters do not spawn in there. Just like the Holiday Scorch don't spawn in, the Spooky Scorch don't spawn in there, but treasure hunters spawn anywhere in the world that normal enemies spawn. And one of my favorite locations is being in the forest. And it's one of those things that you can make your own map, but I can just show you a couple of spots. Like over here at Aaron Holton Homestead, there's a few spots over here. So basically what I like to do is I make a big circle. You know what I'm saying? It's like I start here at Aaron Holt, I go to Grove's family cabin, then maybe even go to Darling Sister, Tyler County Fairgrounds, and you just basically hit big points that you know where enemies are going to spawn. You can even go to Alpine River cabins. There's not a lot of folks that spawn over there, but there is that chance, because then you can go to the New River Gorge, then you can go over here to the White Powder Winter Springs. Bolton Greens always seems to have a couple, but going into the big cities like in Morgantown and stuff like that, that is a good place to potentially find some. But honestly, I think like 2 or 3 usually all the time at Grafton Dam and Grafton Steel. But that's the thing about it. You want to think where you normally see a high volume of creatures spawn in. Now, there is another option if you don't want to hunt these treasure hunters down. To me personally, I like to hunt them down for the legendary weapons or the legendary pieces of armor and stuff like that. But you can buy them from vendors. And if you have a 25 as your charisma, you can get the medium pale. That's the only one I would buy. The regular, not the dusty, not the ornate. The dusty, it used to be where you can get a couple of plans from it, but they took script out of it. So it's kind of like that old mindset of like, well, I don't suggest it because it didn't have script in it. It's still one of those that I wouldn't suggest because of the percentile chance is a lot lower to get any of the treasure hunter plans from it if you're going to be spending caps. The ornate, yeah, it's a little bit better, but God, it's like 3 times as many caps. It's very expensive, and I would not suggest that. I would just buy the regular Mole Miner Pale with a 25 charisma for 656 caps. And now if you're looking for some great information on the Treasure Hunter event, you can go to Duchess Flame's website. We'll have that linked in the description below. But for me personally, I like to hunt these things, and I just think about going up to Wavy Willers Water Park, running around there, going around and just walking around to some of these close locations, because time is money, friends. And if you can maximize your time by just going to close locations where you're not having to fast travel around or waste caps or anything like that, you can also put the perk card on so you don't have to spend as much in fast travel. And that's actually a good idea. But yeah, in doing these high dense locations and stuff like that, and remember, listen, and when you go to somebody's camp, don't think that there's a treasure hunter or anything. Like the broken radios and stuff will make the same noise. So if you think there's a treasure hunter around somebody's camp, most likely there's not. They just have the broken radio there. But there's so many locations that you can find the treasure hunters at. And one thing that you can do, you can go into the Rusty Pit, go downstairs, you can kind of see them working behind the background. And that's what I'm thinking, that the purveyor, you know, she's running out of, she just had the legendary vendor sale. So maybe, you know, they're looking for some treasure out there in the Wasteland. But yeah, personally to me, I think it's a wonderful time to play Fallout 76 and do this event. Now, remember, load bearing, there's a lot of mole miners, but you go into a location that's an instance location, so they're not going to spawn at load bearing or anything like that. Now, if one does spawn in there, that will be absolutely crazy, and you know, uranium fever and stuff like that, but they're not supposed to spawn inside of an instance location, so don't think that you're going to be able to go to load bearing or anything like that and find the treasure hunters in there. You'll have to jump around and look throughout the Wasteland. But again, whether you're on Fallout First on a private server, of course, that's going to be best because you have no competition. You and your friends can jump on together and actually hunt. But if you go into a public server, kind of pay attention to looking where people are, because they may have already been there, or they may be going to that area and they may not actually wait for you or anything like that. But if you join their team and they may tell you to come over that way. It happens to me sometimes where I'll join somebody's team and they'll be at Wavy Willards and they say, come over this way, and there's a treasure hunter, there's a spooky scorch, there's a holiday scorch. So just maybe talk to folks in area chat, be respectful, but, you know, try to hunt together. Maximize everyone's time out there in the Wasteland, and just, you know, remember that it's not a race, it's a marathon. We're going to get to the same location, and I'm definitely excited to get some of these legendary items. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you like the treasure hunter event? Do you like the spooky scorched events where you get to hunt legendaries and earn some legendary items because of the new legendary crafting system where we can potentially earn or learn legendary effects in Fallout 76? Now, thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the Wasteland. Peace. Love ya.